too.
Okay.
I have a fedora. That's so scary. Like people are
You
gonna be
have
scared.
Shut up.
faggot.
You
No,
look
not a
more sad.
fedora. Now somebody's gonna talk angrily.
Da.
That looks creepy as all heck.
Isn't it a trilby?
This is a fedora, not a trilby.
Okay.
You asshole.
Just. Oh, excuse me.
Mm. Hey, we didn't use the
Oh.
intro stream. We just went into this like in a
Oh.
weird way.
Uh,
We are live.
Yeah, I suppose so. Good morning, evening, dear nights, cannabis and ladies and gentlemen, who quest for troll the wonderful land of YouTube. My name is Trolomba.
And my name is Metaluffa H.
And the call dropped.
No,
No,
tech left.
Tech left the
No.
call. That's all that happened. Okay, well, welcome to our Halloween live show. Well, the second one, because we did one last year as well. And I'm gonna take this off so you can decently hear my voice project, because this mask was like muffling me, I suppose. But yeah.
Every day I'm muffling.
So, and as the same as last year, basically, we have guests. Yes, we have guests. And Onyx Razel is back, for example.
Hi.
And then we have Mystery Grill, who's also still here.
Yes, chocolate.
Still?
Chocolate? I don't know, she's talking about
I've
chocolate.
got like a whole bag. You want some?
Because you said who's also still here, it just seems like she's been here
No,
since
no,
like
no.
last year.
No,
that
no,
we
I
did
wanted
it.
to say who's also still here because Tech Stomper dropped, and you interrupted my sentence. So you fucked
No.
with my flow.
She already interrupted by saying, "Hey, chocolate."
Yeah, true, kinda. Yeah. So what I was gonna say is like Tech Stomper was also here, but he dropped. I don't know if he's coming back or not. But yeah, we have a show anyway. So the first thing we'll be doing is we'll be talking about Halloween in general for a bit. And well, we have someone here who is from the Halloween capital of the world. Yeah, and that person is Onyx. And she probably has some interesting stories. Well, probably.
I mean, I'm
What's
from hell,
so
but-
special about Halloween over there? What makes is it Nevada? The
Yeah,
Halloween capital of
the-
the world?
No, it's not official name. That's just me joking with you whenever I say that because Nevada was made a state on October 31st, 1864. And so we don't get off Columbus Day, which is what every other state does. Instead, we get off the Friday before Halloween in honor of Nevada Day. So, much better
Okay.
holiday.
So, yeah. So it's just that those two holidays are like kind of so close together.
Yeah. Yeah, and also because like we're really big on ghost stories and just Halloween in general. Like there's always a place to go find like haunted mazes or haunted houses. There's a lot of historical stuff that it closes after Halloween. We just keep them around for Halloween. So there's a couple of them like they open up in May and then they close after Halloween, such as Virginia City. That's when like a lot of people like to do like the tours through going through the cemeteries. They like to go through old houses that are built in the 1800s. And same thing with the university up here, how we still have a haunted tour.
Yeah.
So
Well, you talked a lot about the university last time when it came to like scary stories. Are there some more legends that don't have to do with the university, but more like about Nevada itself, like in the general area? It's a whole state worth of stories, so there's bound to be something. Or more in your general area, then, I suppose.
there are, but I'm not sure how many of them are actually ghost stories. Like there's a lot of like creepy like, hey, guess what? This cemetery got moved and nobody knew about it, and so we found bodies when we were doing construction. There's a couple more instances of that have happened recently, but there hasn't like the best stories though are of the campus just because we have that so well documented.
Yeah.
It's like like this person actually lived. This is where they died. You could still go there. There have been creepy instances since that person's death. Like the campus is old. There was a lot of crazy stuff that's happened, so that's the reason why it's still going.
There's probably also a lot of stories, like creepy stories about drunken zombies in Vegas.
Is that a thing?
In where?
He was talking about drunken zombies in Vegas. That sounds like a really bad movie. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I told you that when Getchell, the old library, was closed, how it was closed because of asbestos, but the way that we explained it to prospective families was oh well, there's zombies currently inhabiting it, so we had to close it down. And people thought it was funny, and they didn't know that there were structural issues. Otherwise, they probably would have been about it. But then for the two dorms, Manzanita and Lincoln, the old all female, all male dorms, they were closed for renovations. But now apparently they said the reason why they were closed was that the ghosts were being too rowdy, and so they have to make some much needed infrastructural repairs on the buildings. It's like that's a great way to explain it. Like that made me really happy when I heard that.
So, well, over here there's not a lot going on at Halloween. Like people have their own parties and people do their own things, but in general, there's not like one big thing that happens on Halloween night or something. There are some Halloween, like there's some spooky tours going on like a few days before and stuff, or somehow even the week after sometimes, or the week before.
Well,
It's just the general time period. There's some creepy tours going on. That's basically all. But kids don't really go trick or treating and stuff
well,
up here.
I heard that like it happens more than it used to be. Like
Yeah, well, it
we
didn't
never
used to happen.
the hell. Okay. Anyway,
So you mean when we were kids we didn't
What?
do it because there was no real mention of Halloween anywhere?
yeah.
Apart from on television, you used to see it like as a novelty in like television series, like, oh, they're having a Halloween episode. What is this about? It wasn't popular when we were kids over here.
Um.
Is anyone still here, by the way?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. Just Mariah
I just
dropped
turned
us
off
first.
my camera because it was the audio was stuttering, so I didn't want to miss
Yeah,
something.
okay. Well, we don't really need the video, so it's
Yeah,
maybe for the
yeah,
best.
so it's fine.
So, do you have any stories that used to go around when you guys went trick or treating? Was there like a creepy story about, ooh, don't go there because there's this or that? Because it almost seems like a stereotypical movie kind of trait that happens. Like, ooh, there's this spooky house and you can't go there and you can't trick or treat there or whatever. Or like dares, like they dare people to go in there. Are there stories like that from when you were little or something?
Yeah, but those were mainly because like they might have said ghosts when I was younger, but then as I got older, it's like actually that was a meth house, or like that's where like a murder happened. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that, or no, we actually fought with those people when we were younger. We don't want to deal with them. Like it was mainly stuff like that
Yeah.
that I knew about. Like especially some of the neighborhoods that I knew when I was younger. It's like no, we're not going over there just because we know that that's not a good neighborhood sort of thing. But like there were a couple of houses where there was that sort of creepiness, and then they got kind of elevated around Halloween. But it's like you can't get in there anyway. Like there's this one park, but there's like this old shed on the site of the park that it's been there for decades, and I've never seen anyone go in there. I've seen it locked, but it's one of those things where it's like, ooh, there's must be something spooky there, but nobody knows because no one can get into it.
Yeah. So it's more of those like mysteries. Like people don't really know about these places. There's just like sort of mystery revolving around them because people don't really know what's there. It's just the minds trying
Yeah,
to fill in the blanks, basically. Yeah.
yeah, there's also like a lot of in the older part of town, like there's a lot of abandoned old buildings that were like clearly like they were structures that had been built in the 1930s, 1920s, and like they're still single pane glass that have been broken out. Like they're really creepy, but it's like nobody knows who owns it, or if they do, they just own the property. They're trying to use it for land reasons, but they don't necessarily use it, and they're not going to do anything with it. So it's like ooh, this is creepy, but it's more creepy because it's like you know that this thing could collapse on you because it's old and it's not being taken care of very well. Because like we have a bunch of those up in Virginia City where like there's a bunch of old mine shafts and you're told like don't go in them. We have a ton of old mines around
Yeah.
Nevada with that.
Well, there's more reason. Well, that's already even if you know even if you're like a skeptic and it's like, well, there's nothing down though, so you could go there. Well, it's still kind of creepy because if it collapses, even if there's nothing supernatural to it, you're basically kind of fucked there. So there
Yeah,
is
that was like
even a natural
yeah,
creepy aspect to it.
yeah, like when I told you I went to a concentration camp when I was in Germany, and one of the creepiest things that I went into was there was this old workhouse that was made out of wood, and like it was huge, but like it looked like it was gonna come down any moment, and I wanted to walk inside there, and it was just that was one of the creepier places just because it's like I'm kind of concerned about my own safety, actually, not because there's any ghosts here. Like there are
Yeah.
those buildings, but it's just like the idea of what can actually get you, I think, is more scary than the supernatural because it's like the physical thing is something that you might not know of, but it's like no amount of skepticism over ghosts is going to protect you from an actual problem with it.
Yeah, or well, if a place is abandoned, the creepiest thing that could be in there is like crackheads and stuff as well. They could be dangerous, especially if there's somebody using
Yeah.
bath salts or something. That's almost that's the same. That's the real world equivalent of a zombie, isn't it? Somebody on bath salts.
Yeah.
So that's already kind of that's just worse. Let's just say that.
They can
Yeah.
just be like a murderer lurking in the dark, waiting for innocent people to come inside.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe there's actual physical murderers, people. So if you're
Murderers.
well, that's an abandoned place. There's nothing creepy in there. Well, there could be crackheads. The place could be unstable and it could collapse on top of you, or you could just fall into like a basement or something, or an even more abandoned sub-basement area that nobody has ever entered since they built over it. That could all happen. So everything could be dangerous even without a supernatural element to it. And
It can also like it can, blah, blah, blah. Places can also be very creepy just because of the atmosphere.
true.
Yeah.
Like
It
just
feels
because of like certain
yeah.
vibes it gives off.
Yeah, or associations, obviously.
Yeah.
If something has like if something was made in a gruesome period like a World War period or something, it also gives off that vibe because you associate like the architecture of the time, if you know enough about it, with the First World War and stuff, or the second one, and you already have kind of that like so it already makes it kind of creepier, especially if you think about some times and what happened in those times and stuff. So yeah. I think like even when I don't know anything over here like when it comes to creepy places nearby that are supposed to be haunted.
No, me neither. I know there's
You guys
a
don't have any.
Any what?
I was gonna say you guys don't have any stuff such as like over here. It's a huge problem with like displaced graves, like that sort of thing, where it's like, hey, these people just buried these people on the side of the road a couple hundred years, and we just found their bodies. Sort of
Yeah,
thing.
no,
Like,
that's
you
not a
don't have any
problem here.
problems
oh
with.
graves.
What did you understand?
They said
Yeah,
displaced grapes. So what?
My grapes have gone missing. Just when I was so
Maybe
craving
that's a
grapes.
problem in Europe, but
That's in France. Sacre bleu. Their grapes are gone. Like this guy looks away, and then his grapes are gone. It's just a stupid story, but hey, could happen.
Like Claude, there are some abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
Like it's an abandoned school in Tina.
Well, that is gone now, isn't it?
Is it okay? Because
Yeah, they fully demolished that place because they were gonna build something there. That's gone. It has been there for a while, but that didn't even have a creepy atmosphere to it, though.
well, I've been in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it creepy on the inside?
Well, everything.
Was it creepy on the inside?
Like it's just all glass, you know.
Yeah, that's not it.
But it gets creepy when you're like. We were with like 4 people walking there, and then like in front of us you hear like a door close, and you're like, oh. Well,
Probably a crack out.
we're out of here.
I know, it's a crack out. Now, can you imagine like you're just walking somewhere and there's like a guy on bath salts comes around the corner, like just going crazy. Can you imagine if
yeah,
the guy like
is a huge problem over here.
ooh, can you imagine like somebody who injected himself with crocodile like a few times? Who's like has like just rotten marks because of it, and then he's using bath salts now. Fuck, it looks like a zombie. That's the closest you're gonna get to an actual zombie, I suppose. Well,
Yeah.
until there's actual zombies.
Yeah. Next year.
No, please let me wait a little longer.
Okay.
When I die, just let zombies come when I die.
Okay. Devil's Night 2018.
That's still too close.
Maybe you're already dead by then.
That's not a good. Yeah, no, that's not a good future. Anyway, I did see. I think I saw one supposed haunted place when I was on the Isle of Wight. There was the Frank James Hospital, Frank James Memorial Hospital. But you couldn't really go in there, nor would you want to go in there because it's basically a place that has been there's been too many vandals in there, so now they're actually like monitoring the place, like to see like that nobody goes in there to fuck it up. And there's a lot of people who there's people who have been pulling for the place to get it back and to get it restored, even though they don't have funds. They're just there trying to keep it clean and stuff, which is well, that's how it should be because it's a nice building, and it was built in like I don't know, it was built a long time ago, I suppose, but it still has like the weird British World War type chimneys, like the weird quadruple chimneys that you sometimes see, like with the round shafts. It's kind of nice looking building, and it has some creepy atmosphere, so it does work as a haunted location.
Yeah, does it? I know this is like kind of random. Does the murder castle still exist?
Murder Castle?
Where's that?
I think in America.
Huh.
Like from H.H. Holmes.
Hang on, let me look it up. I
H.H.
think I know what
Holmes'
you're talking
Murder
about.
Castle.
Hmm.
No, the guy who's like also suspected to be Jack the Ripper.
Oh. Yeah. Well, what I
think
was
it
also
does.
what I was also gonna say is that there were some other creepy locations on the Isle of Wight that you could go, you could kind of get into because I saw some urban explorer going into, well, we were going into some tunnels and stuff that they were going into, like abandoned World War shit, and then they had like those, what was I gonna say? Not just the tunnels, but also bunkers and stuff. They had a lot of remnants of the war, which makes sense because it's like a central place between the mainland of England and then France itself. So it was kind of an area of defense, but like I said, everything that has to do with the World War is creepy in a setting, especially if it's abandoned. So if it's an active museum or something, it isn't that creepy, but if it's like an abandoned bunker and abandoned tunnels, especially tunnels, because there's people with claustrophobia and stuff, so that does make it look more creepy. So yeah. So, Onyx, did you have like more stories when it came to creepy stuff in Nevada, or should we move on to the first video?
I'm trying to think. The problem is that I've told the best ones last year. Like, supposedly there's some new ghosts in some of the new dorms, but I don't know anything about them. Because, like, I went on the tour, but I got kind of distracted by other tour guides, so I didn't really listen all that well. Because I used to know the tour to heart. But it's just, the same ones, same idiots who fell into the lake, same idiots who tried to open an elevator when they were drinking and they got beheaded. Same, except for no one talks about Manzanita and how that one was like really haunted, and how like just like if you weren't someone who the dormitory was okay with, like it was pretty much a done deal that you'd probably end up dead if you came in at night. Like that was like a reason why we were told, like don't go down to the first floor to that parlor unless you have a bunch of people with you and you have all the lights on, because the parlor doesn't really like people who it doesn't consider to be its residents.
Huh.
Like that was a whole thing. But like I haven't heard anything new, and I know that I used to know a bunch of there's a bunch of crazy stuff up here with ghosts and stuff like that, because there's we've got stuff such as like the suicide table, and like we've got a bunch of haunted stuff in some of the museums, like portraits that fly,
No, just about. Yeah, flying portraits are kind of funny to
Crazy
imagine,
stuff.
though.
That I not. Well, you know that I've told you about that one dress that I made for one of the ghosts, that like people could dress up as her. Well, they had this humongous portrait. It's got to be at least 10 feet tall, and it's of her in the 1800s, and it looks gorgeous. But the problem is that it kept falling over, and then they even had at one point bolted under glass because it was heavy, and it still flew off and fell over under it. And it's only been recently where it stayed where it's supposed to be, because apparently her great grandnephew found her, and then suddenly she's behaving, because it was originally her first husband had commissioned it and sent it off to New York, and then he got remarried, and his new wife didn't like how pretty his ex-wife was because she was a model, so obviously she was really pretty. So they sent it to our school, who's like, "Ooh, the Mackey family gave us another thing. We love this stuff." So then we put it up, and supposedly her ghost was pretty angry because she really liked New York. So, I mean, just stuff like that I've told you before, though.
Yeah, not much new happening, so. Well,
Yeah,
it would be weird, like, I don't know. It seems like kind of something that's weird if you hear about new ghost stories, kind of. Because there's always like an interesting history to it, and if it's a new story, it seems like there's going to be something short attached to it, so it's not going to be that interesting by itself. It needs to age a bit to become. It needs to ripen into a good story.
Yeah, so. Well, especially like we had a bunch of interesting stuff in 2012 when I told you about how they were digging up the parking lot at school, and then they found all these bodies that they hadn't reburied, and they didn't know were still there from the time it was a cemetery. And then they built that new dorm, and then supposedly there were hauntings there, but there wasn't anything like to be concerned about, like as in like actual violence, like in Manzanita. So it's like I'm not interested if you don't have any violent ghosts or ghosts that don't start garbage.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. If you have like ghosts that are really tame and nothing happens, it doesn't make for an interesting story. Like, oh no, there's just a chilliness to this house, and stuff sometimes just moves an inch. Wow, it's interesting story, compelling story, bro. Really want to hear it. So I get what you mean. Or
like
there.
We have in the oldest building on campus, like there is like a room where they have to leave the light on, otherwise the ghost gets upset, and he throws stuff around the room. Like if you're not doing like even that is pretty funny. Just the idea that the ghost needs a nightlight, but you know, on that it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah. So I think we can move on to like the first video footage. So what we did this time, well, we have two kind of random nonsense generators coming on. We have one that is about us combining random words again, and well, this time horror, well, words related to Halloween and horror. And then we have another one that's basically us doing the porn parody titles, but with horror movies. So we're gonna start with that one. So. Ooh, well, there was a big problem with the sound. I don't even know what that was because we have used video feeds in a live stream before and without problem. We did exactly the same thing, so I don't know what was going on there. That's gonna remain a mystery. Yeah. So yeah, we're back. So we're back at the live portion. We're gonna try and see if we can play the other video later on if that works. But for now, it seems like that one fucked up somehow. I don't even know. So yeah, we're gonna upload the videos separately anyway. Like both of them are going up separately as well. We're gonna put a disclaimer on that for people who don't know that it's also in the live show. Well, maybe not the first one because it wasn't really audible. We're gonna probably cut that out in the YouTube editor before we upload it. Like cut some shit before we upload the actual video. But yeah, we'll go back to what we were scheduled to, and we were scheduled to read a creepypasta. So, do you want to do some reading battle? Like test out? Sure. It's a creepypasta, so if you read it poorly, it's already good. So you have your practice for when you want to do creepypastas in the future. That's creepy.
Oh, that's crappy.
That was. Yeah, well, we were all about crappy content. Okay, so are you gonna read it fully or do I need to introduce it for you and read the title and then you do the rest? What do you prefer?
Oh,
Read all of it?
yeah.
With the stupid pumpkins. So yeah, people can't see it because we're not screen capping or anything, but the Creepypasta website has a really annoying thing on Halloween where there's like pumpkins flying around and they're just obnoxious. They're gonna give you a headache. So, without further ado, here's Metal with a creepypasta called The Woman in the Theater. Okay.
It's called A Woman in the Theater.
It's just annoying ear rape. Okay, let's...
Wait, it had like 14 comments just 5 seconds ago. Now it has 20 comments. What the fuck?
Well, a lot of people are commenting on it, I suppose.
Anyway, me and my schoolmates were having a theater show the same day that it all started. Stupid pumpkins flying in front of the words. The same day it all started.
Yeah, captions.
Our parents were a little bit scared of the theater that we were going to do our show.
Dot.
Why?
Why?
They told us that the little children and workers,
Capitals.
all caps, from the theater were going missing. Also, strange sounds were heard every time that someone got missing.
Good typos.
We weren't scared because probably they were just joking around with us. Anyways, the show started, but just when we were going to start, the power went off. Why the random caps?
Yeah, just every word, like, overstate that next time. Like, go overboard when you read something in all
The
caps.
people of the theater start searching the problem.
Start searching the problem? What?
And the parents start getting worried. We were just upset. Then after a few minutes later, everything was silent for us. We didn't hear our parents or the workers, stupid pumpkin, okay, of the theater. We were just alone in the same place without hearing anything. Like every sentence ends with ... Then a tiny light starts shining very low.
Start shining?
And we saw a shadow of a woman approaching. We thought that it was a worker, but when she got more closer, we noticed that she wasn't a normal woman. She was tall, with a grey skin, also a long blue dress, with a black hair, like one, and blood all over her body. And those eyes, especially those damn eyes, like eyes from an empty soul, they were just white, without expression, just watching us. We ran, each one hid in a different spot.
Each one?
Then the woman started approaching to each one of the hiding spots. When the woman saw one of my schoolmates, she ran towards him, grabbed him with her log hands.
Log hands? What the fuck are log hands?
And at the end, took him away, killed him, blood all over the place. Then she disappear? Disappear. I don't fucking know. How do you pronounce that?
I don't know. That's...
The power returned and the blood disappeared. just as our friend. We never returned into that horrible place. After that, the law decided to close it and start investigating. Now every night I see her in my head laughing. In the same place as the last time. Also one day I dream about her killing the police officers one by one. The end!
Okay, did anyone understand how shitty that story is? Oh god.
I like the first comment on it. This has a few flaws.
This whole story is a flaw. It's so shittly. Oh god. It's so poorly written with so many fucking weird story continuations that are boring to some extent, but it's just laughable how bad it is. That's why we're reading it. Do you want to read the other one, or do I need to read that? What do you think?
I obviously want to read the other one.
You want to? Okay.
Please.
Let's
Please,
go.
Metal. Do
You
it.
you can read the other one. I'm gonna introduce it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Testicles.
I hope it has at least as many grammatical errors.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope. If
By the way, the way they spelled to disappear was Desapear.
yeah, it's just really confusing. And
Okay.
if we have more time left to make up for the stream's length, because we're gonna lose some time, we may do a surprise me random roulette to get another creepypasta that randomly is chosen after this one. But this one is the creepypasta, The Shadow on the Wall. I'm gonna hand it over to Metal now.
A creepypasta.
I don't even know.
The shadow on the wall. I get up from my bed. I looked out my window. It was pure darkness, no stars, no moon. I smirked as soon as I saw a zombie. Ha! People have such horrible costumes, I say to myself. A few minutes later, I feel a cold hand on my shoulder. I turn around only to find nothing but a note. Wait, what? I read the note, and it says, I am hunting you for eternity. You'll never know what or who I am. Your note. I am your worst nightmare.
Well, it says what it is just now.
Now turn around, pretty face. How did you know I have a pretty face? I shrug. I shrug and turn around just as the note says, because I'm an obedient little bitch. It doesn't say that, by the way. There was a strange dark figure on the wall. I thought it was my shadow, until the shadow turned into a horrifying nightmare. The creature had a body. No!
Oh my god! Not a body!
Oozing demonic blood. I think he just wanted to use the word oozing.
Yeah, just really.
It had a mouth full of razor sharp teeth. It whispers to me.
I am here. You are here. Show your boobies.
No, it doesn't say that. It says,
No, let's finish this.
That sounds sexual as well.
I laugh at the beasts.
Ah!
People and their scary pranks. Well, guess what? I know this is all a prank.
This is not a prank.
The beast whispers, a demonic tune, and grows even more terrifying. It was horrendous. His smile started to fade into a darker smile. What? His eyes disappeared.
This time it's really correctly though.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
And his hands turned into claws. I squeeze my eyes shut and yell, I will not die today. I guess. I wake up. I soon notice it was all a dream.
Wow, this
What?
cliche.
A bad dream. That is also a bad story so far. But I didn't trust my eyes. I looked out the window, blinked a few times, and saw the same thing I saw in my dream. A pure dark sky, no clouds, no moon, no stars. I spot the same zombie I saw in my dream as well. I managed to scream a bit. I shut the window as quickly as possible. I start to panic and look behind me, and there it is. The note. By looking at you, I can't find where I was. Oh, okay. I forced myself to read it. I expected it to say the same thing it said before, but it didn't. This time, it was just one word. Shadows. I was awfully confused. I ran downstairs and picked up my phone to call my mother. My mother works in Colorado while I'm in Canada. That's really... Okay.
It goes on a tangent about the mother now.
She's a great mother. She has just graduated from college a few years ago. I remember she said, "Call me whenever you need me." Remember that? And I seem to remember it.
Such stupid story about me, God.
I did seem to remember it though. Once she picked up, there was a static sound in the background. "Mom, are you there?" No response. "Mom! Mom!" No response. So I yell out her name. Her name? Like Mom? 5 more times. And this time, someone, or rather, something, responded. "You have chosen the wrong choice."
Incredible.
It was a dark, demonic voice. Yeah. After that phrase, I heard my mother scream. I heard a chainsaw in the background. What? No, that can't be, I whispered to myself. The call drops. Oh, but it is. I turned around. The demonic voice was recognizable. It was the same beast that just murdered my mother during the call. "What do you..." The beast puts his finger to my lips. "This will only kill you." What? I hear the chainsaw. The beast blindfolds me with a bandana. I almost read banana.
Would have been the best typo.
Sweet dreams, pretty face. I feel the chainsaw slowly cut through my neck. Yeah, and well, are you like typing this story while it's happening? Like, I feel it. Okay, the pain grows fast. I scream for half a second. Was that half a second?
What the fuck was
Then
that?
close my eyes. That's a good girl. Those were the last words I heard. I quickly died. Without suffering. Okay.
Wait, I died, but I still had a few questions.
But I still have a few questions. Who was that? No, what was that? But most importantly, why was that? I will never know. Yeah, because you're dead.
Yeah, like the thing with creepypastas is a lot of the times they have like, "Ooh, this thing happened, and I'm writing the story now because I can hear the monster again," or something like that. Normally it ends like that, but this one has like, "Oh, I died. Well, shit. Now I will never know." What?
I'm dead now.
I'm writing this
But I'm
story.
still wondering some things, you know? Also, the first comment on this one, I did not enjoy reading this demonic story. Well, I did. It was really fun to read.
It was really shit. Let's do a random one before we go to the
Oh yeah, random poster that surprised me.
Surprise me with shit. Did we just get the oh, it's still loading. I thought we just got the same story again. That wouldn't be cool.
Hopefully we get the woman in the oven. Or what was it?
It wasn't. Yeah, there was.
Gogo Ricky lost episode one. I don't even know what
Let's see, but this one seems too long though.
Holy shit.
Eat balls. Let's get something shorter. Fuck you, Go Ricky. Go away and we'll...
Do you have something important you can talk about in the meantime?
Yeah, we're still looking for a crappy pasta.
No.
No, me.
Yeah, I mean, while we're looking for another one.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah, or
Well-
Onyx.
Well, the love ball. What? That seems like a long one as well. Is it?
Well, but
Oh, it's still readable.
yeah, and I already saw a few.
Typos.
Yeah, I see a lot of typos.
Okay. Well, next Krabby Pasta will be the love ball. It will be written to you. Written?
I will not write it to you.
No.
I'm sorry.
Somebody has already done the devilish deed of reading this piece of shit. Writing this. Now Metal will read it. And now I will never fuck up reading and writing again.
It says, lazy writing. Let me show you my Pokemons. I don't know why it says that. But I guess the love ball has something to do with Pokemon.
Stop playing. Okay, I start reading this story.
I don't know how to say this, but something, without an E, happened to me a day before my birthday. On the 6th of October, I was playing my Pokemon White game. And I just got done with the Elite Four, so I wanted to see how big the White Forest was. And then I started to walk back to the city to get to the Poke Center for I can save my game and go to sleep, for I had a big day for my birthday on the 7th, and I started to walk on the bridge. And you all know you'll see a girl on the bridge and she will go away, and the guy will say you see that or something like that.
Finally!
Oh,
A period!
so that was the first sentence. Wow.
This seems like somebody who has like a million thoughts racing through their head and who has ADHD and is playing like a game like, oh, I want to do that, and no.
And instead of
oh,
like
no.
ending the sentence, just like Okay, so but not this time. This time the girl did not move. I did not think about it. I think my game was just being stupid. Okay. I did dropped it in water. Lucky it was still working. So I walk more down the bridge, and the girl was now at the end of the bridge looking at the door to exit the bride.
That was probably the bridge. I don't even know.
I will exit the bride. I walk up to here. Okay. I walk up to her and clicked on her, and she started to talk. Girl, so I can never go back home, but you can. You can tell them what happened. I was scarred. I never know the game did this. I tried to walk off the bridge, but it would not let me. So I walk back to the other part to see if I can get off at the the Atir door. And when I got there, the girl was there and the guy was not. I tried to go through the door. And the girl talk again. Why will you not help me? The girl then is nowhere to be seen. And I walked off the bridge. And my game turned off. I was so mad, so I turned it back on.
So stupid.
Where the fuck was I?
So turn it back on.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Here.
Okay, and I see I'm on the bridge, but I never saved it on the bridge. I tried walking off it again, and this time it did, but when I came off it, I was in the White Forest, but it was blood red, all of it, and there was no people at all.
People?
People. I was walking to the Atir part of it, to Poke Center, but I went in the grass.
What?
And a Pokemon battle happened, but it was not a Pokemon. It was the girl in the white dress and black hair and green eyes. It was the girl from the bridge. I was a little scared, but I was thinking I was just a game.
What?
Oh my god, there are so many twists in this story. It was all okay. I must have just got to a part of the game that you get around your B-day.
Around,
Around.
around your B-Day.
But the girl did something that scared me so much. I dropped my game.
I hated when that happened.
She asked, "Why won't you help me?" She said my name, my real life name.
Yeah.
I never put my name in there. My name was Panda on the game. Then she looked at the skin of the game, and the game went black, then white. Then the girl's face came up so close to the skin that I can see the darkness in her eyes. I turned the game off and threw it in the backyard and went to bed not to think about it. But that night, oh god, that night was the night I cried more than I ever cried. I awaked at 3:05 a.m. to a voice, and I looked down my stairs and I saw a girl in white looking up at me and turned into air. What? Okay. I ran out of my house. I went to my friend's house for their night and told them what happened. He told me to go home and that I was lying. I looked at him and fell to my knees crying and looked him in the eyes. Then he told me there was more to this than I know, that the game I had he got me was from an old lady that he know. Whoa, that was a sentence.
Apparently. That was words jumbled together, if you could call it a sentence.
Her daughter's kid laughed it over there when she was sick, and her mom had to go somewhere for her job. My god, it's getting hard to read all those fucking errors.
Yeah, this one is really bad at errors.
The little girl died. They found out that she had the flu really bad. And without her mom, there she really did not try to hold on. She died in her sleep. She had the flu for a good time.
Get the flu for a good time. What?
And she had a low white blood count. Then last thing she did was play the game. I asked, how do you know all about this? He told me the girl was his little sis, and that when it hit me, I did not see his sis around for a little, and I told him I'm sorry, I did not know. He told me she loved the game for the little time she had it. I told him I throw it some wire around my house and he'll get it for him tomorrow. But at night him and me sat down and I told him all that happened, and he told me I miss my sis and I hope she is happy. Happy she gets to be in a world that she loved. So now my friend has the game locked away under his bed for he can keep his sis Colossus. Credit to Panda Gold Zero. Go credit him.
Credit for what?
Can you believe that this one has a higher rating than the previous two?
Wow. Are they rated for typing errors or something? Is that how you get points on this shit? You need to get good typing errors. You make horrible grammar errors and stuff, and that's how you get.
You know, I agree with this person. My
What?
advice: take at least one English class before attempting to write a story.
And then it says not, like in capitals, it says, do not learn how to write by using Facebook.
If I had a child, I would ground her for a month for writing like you do, Panda Gold Zero. And I totally agree with this person.
Yeah,
That's some good advice, Yossarian.
yeah, well done, sir. You get my seal of approval. We're gonna try and get the other video running. So yeah.
Oh, hi, Timmy, if you're still here.
Is he still here? I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe he was enjoying the typos. Maybe it got him back to the time when we were on that one server thing, remember? No, the forums. With that kid that hosted the forums that had like really shitty grammar.
We never trolled someone.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, nobody trolled anyone. Let's move on.
Oh, he's still here.
Yeah. Okay. One question for the chat, for anyone in the chat. We're going to show the video, and if it fucks up, we're gonna upload it, and we're just gonna cut these parts out.
But I probably won't like play the whole video this time
Yeah,
if it doesn't
doesn't.
give any sound.
Yeah, we normally don't hear the sound when we play it like that, so you have to give us an indication or whether or not it's running. But let us know, like, if after the video, do you want us to read more creepypastas as well, like one more or something, before we do our final bit and end it as well? So if you want one more creepypasta after it, just say it. And let's get to this video and hope it works for now. So it's random words, combining random words, and there's a funny cameo in there, kinda. Let's just say that. Okay, let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Like, now I look like a weeaboo.
But first, enjoy
Something
this
to-
Halloween background.
Something that was visually appealing.
Hi.
Yeah, well,
Is that
apparently
Grindelwald?
videos keep fucking up. I don't know what it is. I blame OBS. Maybe we should get something else next year and get something to prepare to see that it works. But there is some stuttering going on in the sound, then it just stops. So it is the software glitching out somehow. It's not really anything that's wrong.
Yeah.
But the videos will go up today, hopefully.
Timmy told me about a great live streaming thing for Apple.
Huh.
So he should tell me that again,
Yeah.
if he still remembers.
Does he still know? Well, we should probably switch to something else because OBS is really glitchy. Like, first off, I thought it would be good because it's an open source thing and then people could correct errors, but then again, there's more people working on it, so more people can actually create errors. So I don't know if...
I thought it would be great because it's free.
That's a good joke. Let's just move on. I think I'm gonna have you read one more creepypasta, I suppose. Or I can do one for now, for once. If you're tired of reading.
Oh, I never get tired of reading creepypasta.
So we're gonna have one more creepypasta, and then we're gonna shortly wrap it up because it's already past 12, and we were normally gonna go to 12 our time. But yeah, the video shit, it's kind of annoying to have that shit happen, and we still want to upload them, so we need to get some time for that set out as well. And the thing is, about this creepypasta that's coming up now, we don't know what it's gonna be. We are gonna do a random one, and if it's of a decent length, so not too long and not too short, so we can read it, Metal will read it. And yeah, maybe I can convince Metal of starting with creepypastas, and like if he feels like he gets a good reading voice, maybe he wants to do actual creepypastas.
Why the first thing I see when I go back to the creepypasta
Was butt plug.
butt derp.
Oh, I read butt plug, so I was sorry I fucked up there. So yeah, if you want to see the live stream later on, or if you're someone who saw the live stream later on, there were some technical issues, and we cut them out before we uploaded this. So yeah, but the thing is, now I guess we may have a creepypasta ready for us. Oh no, it's still loading. Oops. It says that there's one called Red. It's a simple title, but is it too long or is it not too long? Let's see.
Seems pretty long.
Oh fuck!
It's long.
It's really long. Oh no. So the thing is, we have had like a Halloween dinner type thing as well, and we had some nice desserts and stuff, and we had a nicely decorated table earlier. Like, because for us Halloween wasn't really about trick or treating because there wasn't much of that. We did have like Halloween tours that we went on with like the family and stuff. We did go for like the Halloween walks and stuff, and then there were the occasional jump scares and like a few miles of walking. So that's kind of cool. And now we had like a nostalgic Halloween dinner redo again. So that was kind of cool. it was nice to have that again. Like, I know people could get too wound up in nostalgia at times, but sometimes it's cool to do something again. You just have to. Uh,
Oh my god, I hope this is not too long.
this title by itself, like even if it's kinda long, we should read it. I think we should probably, if it's not ridiculously long. But the problem with the creepypasta website is that you don't have like with scroll. Oh
No,
fuck!
it's-
It's kind of doable still though. It has paragraphs.
Yeah.
At least this one has paragraphs. The other one didn't.
Well,
Jesus.
it's the website is stuck. Okay.
It's a long one, but it's about somewhat longer. Let's say that it can't be as long as the other three combined. So we'll have one here, and the title is so good that we have to do this one. It's just such a stupid title. Should I really go further and announce it like that? It is called Nails, the Snake Man. Which I don't see a correlation between Nails and the Snake Man, but hey.
Maybe he nails the Snake Man.
Okay, let's just
You're
start.
almost off camera, but
Yeah, well, let's just go back.
it also says this is more for entertainment value than scary.
Okay then.
I'm pretty sure it will be entertaining. The story tells that long ago a man named Alexander Steele. That's the first sentence.
Sounds like a porn star. Okay, Steel.
The adopted son of a failing farmer left home at the age of 20, in search of a virtuous adventure to find a solution to the village of Steele's woes. He left on the last day of autumn's harvest, leaving with his only friend, a 16-year-old girl named Rosemary.
Okay then.
I don't really know what's happening.
I don't know.
I don't think most of the sentences made sense so far. The two of them had hopes of being hero to everyone upon their return. But their story had ended much differently than they had hoped, barely more than a week into their journey. Wait, what? That's a sentence? They found a world much more dangerous than they could ever believe. Dark soldiers.
Wrong them, by the way.
Okay, so dark soldiers that wanted no more than to leave the world behind, them destroyed and warped beyond any imagination. Not wanting to make contact with any of them, hiding was their only device of safety in their presence. The two hit more than they traveled. With this came skill so sharp they could hide in the shadow of a midday sun. I totally get the reference.
I don't even know what's happening.
Me neither. Pushing their luck beyond any expectations of themselves. Alexander began to dream of dropping down from a tree and filleting a soldier to bits with his sword, no matter how short-lived his victory would be. But like clockwork, every time the soldiers would leave at the very moment before Alexander worked up the rage to strike. Sensing the anger behind his eyes, Rosemary would hold Alexander's wrist the whole time they hit to help keep him calm rather than reveal their location. All this running and hiding created a sizable dent in morale. Also, I'd like to point out that Alexander's name is always with a capital and Rosemary's also always without a capital.
Sexist, sorry.
All of this seemed to go on for an eternity. An eternity of forest, dirt, mud, and soldiers.
What the fuck are soldiers?
I don't know, it's been like, they said it like, I don't know, like 5 times already. Every time seeming more and more unbearable than the last. Mental stability wearing thin on both of them. There was no other path that would end up with them escaping for long with no options left but attack and end it all. What? Either way, victory or defeat, they would be free of the torture they had endured the past 3 months. They set a trap in an old shrine to their ancestor of manifested wrath.
Okay,
I still have no idea what's happening.
I don't even know. It's just this story is just all over the place. And it's
A
never...
fitting end to these beasts that called themselves soldiers. Okay. Soldiers don't slaughter women, children, and burn homes down to the earth. Wait, what? Soldiers don't slaughter women, children, and burn homes down to the earth. What?
So they don't do anything bad, basically? What?
Evil shall plague this land no longer. They bent back 3 branches and attacked spiked rods to them, dug holes and filled them with spears, and burnt alcohol firebombs. Alexander's blood boiled under his dirt-covered flesh with each second that passed. With the last of the traps set, the 2 of them hit for the final time. Every minute was pure hell mixed with anxiety as sweat poured off their faces in anticipation. Both of their hearts sank like a stone when they saw all dozen soldiers begin to walk through their killing fields. As the leaders stomped to the center of the area, Alexander, shaking ecstatically, lit an alcohol-soaked rag shoved into a bottle. What? Promptly tossed overhand, Alexander's face lit up more than the lead soldier did. Scattering like roaches, Rosemary hit one through the skull with an arrow, as another was ripped up by the leg with a rope. The weight of his armor tore his leg out of socket.
Okay, then.
Anyone who's watching this, can you please tell me in the comments what the fuck is going on in this story thing?
Yeah, nobody knows.
Alexander leaned into Rosemary's ear. 3 down, 9 to go, he whispered. Taking cover, they randomly fired arrows in all directions, striking trees and bushes. Another fell backwards into a spiked pit, clawing madly to escape. As a soldier approached to help, he was struck by a lashing branch, slamming him forward into the pit, pulling the clawing soldier down with him to impalement. One soldier shouted to the others, "They're in the trees!" as he pointed to Alexander and Rosemary.
Now they capitalized her name.
Yeah, they already did it like once before. The 2 dropped down to the earth and darted behind the tree as the 7 remaining soldiers headed their direction with swords drawn. How many soldiers were there?
I don't know.
One soldier stepped on an alcohol mine. What? What's an alcohol mine?
It makes you drunk. I don't know.
Which exploded, engulfing 4 of them in a burst of blue fire, charring them to husks. Okay. Their traps exhausted, the 2 pulled back into the shrine, but as they pulled the door closed, 3 arrows hit Alexander in the knee, the shoulder, and the chest. Falling bleeding onto the floor, Alexander braced the door with his legs and shouted at Rosemary, "Run! Run and hide!" as Rosemary crawled into a large crack in the wall.
Okay, then.
The door flexed and buckled with each slam of the shoulders. Alexander kicked the latch closed and ran back behind the altar. Bleeding out, Alexander leaned against the altar, staring up at the statue as it grew blurry and he passed out. Rosemary watched through the crack as a man broke the door down. But as they entered the room, it grew colder than the highest peak of the tallest mountain. Okay. The shrine grew quiet as a gust of wind blew Alexander's pool of blood onto the walls and into the grooves of the inscriptions. As they began to glow bright blue, the ground began to shake. Shake
violently? Oh, my
The ground began to shake violently as Alexander's body rose from behind the altar. I didn't know ground could shake. Alexander's eyes glowing bright amber as his teeth became sharp and long, pushing back his lips until only his teeth showed. Out of his back came 6 war spikes, 3 on both sides. What? Okay. The soldiers fired arrows into his chest, trying to bring him down, but to no avail. Alexander grew in height and muscle taller than any man could ever hope to be. His skin grew pain and leathery, splitting like lizard skin. His fingernails grew longer and sharped like his teeth. The last was a long, powerful tail ticker. What? Around than a man's leg and about as long as a man is tall. The
Wow.
creature dropped to his feet as the soldiers had found their executioner. Oh, it's almost the end. This monster decapitated one of the men, tore another in half lengthwise, and the last horizontally. Completely covered in blood, the creature turned to the crack in the wall. Blood whipped off the creature's hair and into Rosemary's eyes. Oh no. Rosemary had to bite her tongue to stop herself from screaming. She was too scared to look away. This came to an end, and the creature reached inside the crack and pulled her out by her blouse. But before she could scream, it covered her mouth with its hand. She was too petrified to move as the creature clacked its jaws together and growled at her. Tears ran down her cheeks onto its hand as its jaws opened, and its forked snake-like tongue licked the blood and tears of the cheek.
Look at him.
So that's why it's the snake man.
Ah,
But what about Nails?
no.
Maybe that's his name. Anyway, the eyes of the creature began to well up with tears. Please, Rose, don't cry. It makes me sad when you cry. The creature said in a dark, deep voice.
Oops.
Oops. He took his hand off her mouth. Alex? He asked, and he nodded slowly up and down. Are you okay? He asked. Rosemary jumped up and tackled him to the ground. Of course I am. What about you? Are you alright? She shouted as she hugged his monstrous form. Alexander hoisted them both up and pulled the arrows out of himself, but the wounds did not bleed and closed immediately. I think I'm okay, he replied. Thank God. Now let's just get back home, she implored. Not yet, we still have to fix home, he hissed as he smashed the way out big enough for himself. Alexander turned to her with him arm outstretched. Will you help me, Rose? He asked. She nodded. Rosemary stepped onto his hand, and he lifted her up onto his left shoulder. Then he strolled away. To be continued.
What the fuck was with this story? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, let's give all the credit to Garrett Sloan, everybody.
Ooh. Such credits deserved there. I don't know, something. It's just... Okay, that story was just long and weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Is Onyx still there?
Yeah, it just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this story
What did
was...
we just listen to?
I don't know.
It was just
I
like
don't know what I just read. Like,
a random collection of words?
I think there were these creatures called soldiers, and somehow that Alexander guy turned into a beast, like a monster. I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks,
think
Timmy,
so.
for the applause. Or is it applause to Garrett Sloan?
Yeah.
Because he deserves all the credit, you know.
Yeah, he deserves so much credit. If you turn this into a series like the Creepypasta one, then you should always do the then you should always read out the name.
I
of
will
the
always
guy.
credit the guy.
Yeah, just do
Of
it.
course.
And then give him applause and stuff, or something, whatever. They're so good. Yeah, well, I think we have had all the creepypastas we could handle today. And with the stream, well, we're already past midnight. We still have some cutting to do, and we still have 2 videos to upload, so we're probably gonna end it here as well. We don't have much more to do.
Does Onyx have anything else to say?
I guess it's a no. Alex? I don't know. Anyway. Well, yeah. We'll hope next time we'll get more, more people involved, and we'll have a better running, stable software. Because I know many people have moved away from OBS as well, so yeah, it's not just us complaining about it. I know a lot of bigger YouTubers that do live streams have moved away from OBS, so it's not really the best thing to use. And it's sometimes unpredictable, apparently, because there was nothing wrong with the videos. So, and we did it the way we would normally do it, so there's something wrong in OBS itself, sadly. And we'd like to apologize for that, but we're gonna end the show here, and the videos will be up live. What? No?
What the fuck are you saying?
The videos will be up today after the live show.
Maybe you should write a crappy pasta.
Yeah, I should write one, and then you should read it. I should call it "It Came From There." It came from over there. I don't know.
Your shoes does fit.
And then I have to mix up words like here and her.
Yeah.
And then I have to use the wrong words for them. And then I have to make long sentences. Like, no.
Like,
It'd be your new random generator.
like,
Yeah, we should do that. We should create a random crappy pasta. Like, just have it randomly generated somehow. Yeah, well, it sounds like an idea. Okay, guys, this has been our live stream, and let's hope it goes better next year, or, well, our Christmas one goes better, or whatever. We'll catch you in the next video.
I also say bye to Onyx.
Bye.